Good morning and welcome to the WLES. Today is Friday, February 3rd, 2017. Thank you for joining us this morning. We are happy to be back. My name is Julia. My co-anchor today is Nick.
Good morning, students and staff of Lanesville Elementary. Please stand and face the flag for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's get started with announcing birthdays. I'll turn it over to Nick, who will tell us who is celebrating a birthday today and over the weekend.
We have 3 student birthdays to announce today. Emily M. in Mrs. Stedman's class, Santiago B. in Mrs. Murphy's class, and Christopher C. in Mrs. Benish's class are celebrating birthdays. When you see Emily, Santiago, and Christopher around the school today, please be sure to wish them a happy birthday. Remember to come to the office for your birthday pencil. The WLES crew wishes you a very happy birthday. And now we go to Julia for our Mapping the News segment.
This week in Mapping the News, we go to Japan. Not a specific part of Japan, just Japan in general. We all know that every country and every state has a set of laws that they must follow. But did you know that some of those laws are just, well, weird? A law in Oklahoma makes it illegal to make funny faces at a dog. Weird, right? Well, Japan seems to have an unusual amount of these kind of laws. One of the laws in Japan makes it illegal to be overweight. That law would force me to not eat all that junk food I like to eat. But I do wonder about sumo wrestlers. Another weird law in Japan makes it illegal for a woman to tell a man no if she asks her out on a date. Time to protest. Also in Japan, it is illegal to cook fugu, otherwise known as pufferfish, because it is poisonous. But people in Japan love to eat pufferfish, so chefs have to have a license to cook it and serve it to people. Would you eat a tasty fish even if it could possibly kill you? I know I wouldn't. It's also illegal to damage or throw away money. Who would do that? And now we go to Nick for our Book of the Week recommendation.
Today's Book of the Week recommendation comes from Miriam and in Mrs. Stedman's 5th grade class. Miriam recommends reading The Brilliant World of Tom Gates by Liz Fishkin. This book is a fiction book about a boy named Tom Gates who seems to cause a lot of trouble in school. It gets even harder for Tom because he is trying to impress a girl in his class. Miriam said that her favorite part about the character Tom is that he is always making up good excuses and writing about everything he sees in his notebook. She also said it was her second favorite book of all time. She said that the funniest part was when Tom and his friends Derek started breaking instruments in music class because the instruments were made from recycled plastic. They thought they were trash. Miriam said she would rate this book a 9.5 because it was that good. She also said she would recommend this book for grades 2 and up. If you want to read The Brilliant World of Tom Gates, you can find it in the Media Center in the fiction section under the call number FPIC. And now we go to Stella, who had a chance to interview our awesome counselor, Mrs. Ward.
Thanks, Nick. Did you know that this coming week from February 6th to February 10th is Counselor Appreciation Week? A counselor helps guide students through problems as small as issues with friends and as big as issues with families. This is one hard job. We appreciate you, Miss Ward. I decided to interview Miss Ward and ask her a few things about her job. It turns out she has a pretty interesting background. Take a look at our interview. So how long have you been a school counselor?
15 years.
Why do you like this job?
I like this job because I get to help people every day and I get to make people feel better and help them with their problems.
Have you ever had a different job before?
I had other jobs when I was growing up. I used to be a waitress and I was a secretary and I did all kinds of little different jobs, but this was the one that I went to college for, so this is the main job that I've ever had.
What inspired you to become a school counselor?
That's a good question. When I was young, I think I was always sort of the fixer and the problem solver of my friends, and I always wanted everyone to get along. And I guess when people weren't getting along, I always thought it was sort of my role to help fix things and make things better. And even with my family, that's always been sort of who I am. So it just felt natural to go into a profession where I got to help people.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Stella. I bet teachers didn't even know some of those things about Mrs. Ward. Now on to our current events segment. Did you know Carrie Fisher, aka Princess Leia, passed away recently on December 27, 2016? She was one of the main characters in 3 of the original Star Wars movies. She was only 60 when she passed away. Some fun facts about Carrie Fisher and her experience with Star Wars are that she didn't like the director George Lucas very much, and she hated the bagel cinnamon bun look in her hair. She thought she did a bad job playing her role, but she thought she did best in the scenes arguing with Harrison Ford, who played Han Solo. The day after she died, her mother, Debbie Reynolds, also an actress, died. Some people say Carrie's mother died of a broken heart. So sad. One more pretty cool fact, Carrie Fisher never got to meet the actor who played Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is pretty crazy. They were never in a scene together. Carrie Fisher lived an amazing, exciting life. Now we go to Nick for What's Trending.
Well, let's talk about something happier. Today's What's Trending is about Chinese New Year. Everybody knows about Chinese New Year, which is widely celebrated around the globe. This year is the year of the rooster. As it was in 2005 and will be again in 2029, the official first day began on January 28th. All 5th graders born in 2005 are wood roosters, which means you are very energetic, very confident, and sometimes tender. The Chinese also prepare for Chinese New Year by cleaning their houses from the 23rd to the 12th of the lunar month. People who celebrate the Chinese New Year make sure their houses are squeaky clean. Here are some facts you might find interesting about Chinese New Year. Fact number 1, billions of red cash holding envelopes are exchanged during Chinese New Year. It's common for children to collect a lot of money during the celebrations. Fact number 2, Xin Ni Kuan Li means Happy New Year in Chinese. And fact number 3, it is a festival celebrated by 1/5 of the world's population. That's like over 3 billion people. Wow. Happy Chinese New Year, everyone. And now it's time for one of our favorite parts of the show, bloopers. This time it's something different. It's penguins. Penguins can't fly, but they sure can swim. But what happens when they are out of the water and walk on land? Take a look. We hope you like those funny falls. I guess we can laugh because it doesn't seem to bother those penguins at all. Okay, time to talk about the weather. Stella, are we going to get any penguin-worthy weather today or over the weekend?
Well, maybe not. Today's weather will be chilly and mostly cloudy with highs in the upper 30s. On Saturday, we'll see the sun most of the day, but it will be cold with highs in the upper 30s again. Sunday's weather is looking more like rain instead of a mix of rain and snow with highs in the upper 30s. What's a girl got to do around here? to get a snow day. Now we go back to Nick for the Weekend Wrap.
Today in the Weekend Wrap begins with China, where they are no longer hunting elephants for their tusks. That's a good thing. Next, the governor of New York has a plan to help students pay for college tuition. You've heard about the presidential election, right? Well, Russian diplomats were asked to leave the country as punishment for supposedly hacking our election results. And good news, we may have found a cure for Ebola through a new vaccine. If you like napping on the job, Japan is the country for you. Finally, the esports industry is looking to make video games more appealing to women. Here's the Weekend Wrap.
Fresh and so clean, it's vocabulary back for 2017. Yeah, it's my year, it's your year, it's our year. Oh yeah. Who's that stepping on the scene? It's Flowcab with the first Weekend Wrap of 2017. And there's news popping everywhere, so let's kick it off in China. Y'all ready? Oh yeah. People hunt elephants for tusks, which are made of ivory, but they've done it too much. But now China will stop selling ivory, which means fewer elephants will die, see? Now in New York, if you're a student, please listen. The governor has a plan for free college tuition. For city and state schools, you could get help as long as you don't make enough money to pay for it yourself. Well, you probably knew that Russia was accused of hacking our election so that Hillary would lose. To punish Russia, we've kicked out the diplomats, and they almost did the same thing back as a tit for tat. A diplomat is someone from another nation who makes sure their country has representation. Oh, the Ebola virus is back on the scene, but in a good way. We created a vaccine. The virus has killed many people before, but with this vaccine it may not happen anymore. And if you love naps, even if you snore, Japan may be where you want to join the workforce. Okay, you can take a nap anywhere you please, cause it means that you work so hard you need Z. And it's no secret in the esports world, the industry is saying that it needs more girls. So video game makers are doing what they can so that women will be putting a controller in their hand. And for Flowcab, that's about all. When you need the news, you know who to call. For 2017 and every other year beyond, Flowcabulary.com is doing it for y'all.
Thanks, Zoe, for that summary of the Weekend Wrap. Now on to sports. Julia, what's up in sports this week?
You've heard of sled riding, right? I'm sure you've heard of sled racing too. Well, here's something I bet you haven't heard of. Wok racing. A wok is basically a large cooking pan good for stir-frying food. To go walking racing, you need an icy hill and, of course, a slightly modified cooking wok. This crazy but fun winter sport was first tried out in Germany. Professional wok races take place on bobsled tracks, which would definitely make for a very fast and very scary ride. Do not try this at home. Thanks, Eva, for that story in sports. Now we shift over to food. Nick, what's on the lunch menu today?
Today's lunch choices are the good old Friday cheese or pepperoni pizza or the rarely seen potato crisp sandwich with baked fries. Now on to our LES announcements. The Super Bowl of Caring campaign ends today, and the winner is the Atlanta Falcons with 240 cans and the Patriots with 150 cans. I wonder how this weekend's real Super Bowl will turn out. Will it be the Falcons or the Patriots? Tune in on Sunday night to watch the big game. A big thank you goes out to all who donated cans of soup. All the food donated will go to help those in need. Okay, time for the song of the week. Stella, tell us what song Leah picked for this week.
Leah picked Lava, a touching song performed by Kuana Torres Kahili from the Inside Out soundtrack. Leah picked the song and arranged a little dance to go with it. Oh, take a look and a listen. I didn't know I was saying that. Wait. I didn't know I was supposed to.
Long time ago, there was a volcano living all alone in the middle of the sea. He sat high above his bed, watching all the couples play and wishing that he had met someone too. And from his lover came this song of hope that he sang out loud every day for years and years. I have a dream I hope will come true. You're here with me and I'm here with you. I wish that the earth sees the sky up above will send me someone to love.
Thanks, Leo and Julia. Now for some more sadness. Our wonderful Mrs. Young will be leaving us next week for a job at Rosa Parks Middle School. We will miss her so much, but she isn't gone very far away. Mrs. Bowman doesn't know what she is going to do without her. We wish her well to say goodbye. The crew put a little something together for her. Take a look.
So when I was in first grade and I was BA tall, I just thought it was so cool that your last name was Young. It blew my mind like a firework. Pew, pew, pew! It was so cool. And that's what I'm gonna miss about you too. But you're also one of the best with you.
Technical difficulties. Please wait.
Okay. First grade and I was BA tall. I just thought it was so cool that your last name was Young. It blew my mind like a firework. Pew, pew, pew! It was so cool. And that's what I'm gonna miss about you too. But you're also one of the best with you.
We will miss you, Mrs. Young. Technical difficulties. Please hold. Oh! I'm sorry. Oh!
Also one of the best with you.
And then do it. Do.
Also one of the best with you.
We will miss you, Mrs. Young. Let's lighten things up a bit with a couple of jokes. Stella, what did one wall say to the other wall?
I don't know. What?
I'll meet you at the corner. Get it? Corner? Here's one for you, Julia. How did the farmer fix his jeans?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't.
Yes, he did. With a cabbage patch.
Oh boy, that brings us to the end of our broadcast. Did you see the bulldog? Remember to put your guesses into the WLES box in your classroom or in the media center. Be safe, be kind, and have a great weekend. Go Bulldogs! We love you, Miss Young.
Years of singing all alone turned his lava into stone until he was on the brink of extinction. But little did he know that living in the sea below, another volcano was listening to his song. Every day she heard his tune, her lava grew and grew because she believed his song was meant for her. Now she was so ready to meet